Some places I am prepared tonight, you know, like the bracket, like... But yes, I do feel like that last one... Wait, is this the knife round? Oh, this is the knife round. I missed like half the knife round. Well, see you in the server. Just waiting for the teams to pick their sides, and then we will get into the action. Alright, raised by pixels on the CT side. Festina Lente taken to the T side. Map number 2. Map number 1 won by raised by pixels. It's not always all taken care of with commands, but when I, you know, have time to prepare, which I don't always, but sometimes I do, I get the commands ready. Either way, pistol round. Last game, Festina Lente won both of these. This game, however, is Overpass. It's a very different place for the pistols to play by. Raised by Pixels is not a women's team. They're all guys as far as I know. Now Maxwell already up in front of bathrooms does hear the players jumping around dice on the A-bomb site, but it's not going to matter as Bright has already withered away Gamble. Blacko going to make his way up toward Dumpster. Going to be spotted out as well. Bomb's still getting planted though by Festina Lente, so even as they lose players, they still completed the first primary objective. Maxwell with the... Okay, CK goes huge with 2. And now, Festina Lente hold raised by pixels at the gate. They're looking hot to trot to secure pistol round number 3, and with a one singular tap, Fruit Cup will do just that. So 3 pistol rounds for Festina Lente. Have to be feeling pretty good, even after the loss of map number 1, to know your T-side pistols have managed to win the day. This is a point where now, hopefully, we get to see some momentum. Because, again, the last 2 pistol and forces have been won by Festina Lente. And then they just can't maintain that control into the gun round. So we'll have to see if that changes for Overpass. This time, all 5 players have been placed upper for raised by pixels. So Fruit Cup, on an adventure of his own, is about to discover a little bit of chicanery on the side of raised by pixels. Vegas going to be the first one in. If he finds the backside of Fruit Cup, this could be interesting, but no. Fruit Cup spins around. The Galil sprays down 3. And raised by pixels, all they have is 81 HP worth of damage. Michael Wecky now positioned alone toward front bathrooms with Attila on the B-bomb site. It's chopped up by the MAC-10. And it's just Michael Wecky left with Maxwell to clean him up. So 5 players survive on the first anti-eco for Festina Lente. And we go to the gun buy. And again, this is where Festina Lente lost control the last 2 halves that we watched on Dust 2, so if it happens again, things are going to start to get a little bit frightening. Wecky lets 2 walk on by right into the hands of Attila, and they're bloodthirsty. Total flattening of everything sent the way of these B players. Bright just waiting on the other side of the smoke in Monster, and it's going to be Gamble picked apart. Now Fruit Cup left alone. 1 versus 4 with 1:20 left on the round. That's pretty hopeless. Take a nice look at the Galil. Yes, it's very nice. Green and white. A little bit scuffed, but that's okay. We're all a little bit scuffed in our own way. And that's okay. Well, good find for Fruit Cup. 1 versus 3, but now raised by pixels know where he's standing. So at the very least, he does take a gun away, but with 15 HP and a Galil instead of an AK, this round is basically unwinnable. So we're going to just hang out on Fruit Cup's head. See what he's got to show for us. Might be the save. Building around this Galil could be reasonable going into round number 4. Oh, he's just going to go full tilt. He doesn't want to save, so Michael Wecky watches as he slides to his grave. And so far, this has followed the pattern of everything we've seen so far between these two teams. Lente sail past the pistol of the force, but it's just not working out too well. Early signs, though, pointing to something good. 20 seconds in, and no one's died or even taken a point of damage. On Overpass, that is honestly a pretty good feeling. You don't want to be sidelined as you're pushing even the sights. I like where Vegas is positioned, though. Rather than being right behind Divider, he's sitting behind bathrooms, but not all the way. So someone tries to push up Banana, they're not ready. This is a great angle to hold. They walk past him quickly, then he'll have the backsides to pierce, but he might go for the front. Just dives into the fight with Maxwell. Good first kill. Goes for the reload. Has time for that as well. Flash nearly stops Frizzy, but trade does come through. And Festina Lente have made their way to the A-bomb site. There's only 2 players here to try and stop them. Attila's not going to be one of them. Michael Wecky with the trade, though, but Frizzy will run him right back down. So it's Bright and Flacco now in the 2 versus 3. Bomb not down, and Bright is on the biggest flank of a lifetime, but Frizzy caught through the smoke. Might not matter that Bright has been so far away, as that bomb is still not down. Festina Lente haven't been able to secure the site. Gamble has to go for this. It's just too late into the round, and Flacco gets to peek out for Bank for free. They're not checking him. There's not enough players left. They're raised by Pixels. Again, they imitate the exact pattern that we've seen the last 2 halves of play. What that means is it's time for pistols. Festina Lente on the back foot once again. Oh, Vegas, that nade. That was 73 damage, Maxwell. He's just got a Glock, man. That hurts. Well, fight over by mid, by Fountain, and yeah, I mean, not a whole lot you can do at these long angles against the M4s. Attila looking for a big multi-frag here in bathrooms. He's going to paint the walls red. 1, 2, and there's the third as well. Michael Wecky behind him to make sure that they're all cleaned up. And Flacco says, it's my party and I'll pop the balloons if I want to. Well, Mike, Festina Lente going to be back on the rifles once again. A little bit lackluster on the util, which is definitely worrying as the boosted up Michael Wecky is again going to open up with the man advantage for Raised by Pixels. Bomb has been left so far behind, and Attila just going to hold in bathrooms. Once again, this angle has proven fruitful before against the rifles. just going to be held on, and it's not even needed. Vegas with the AWP erases Frizzy from the server. Looks for more, jumping around dice, and that's going to even allow Attila to flank these two bathrooms players. They're not expecting him. Headshot on a gamble, and the double up onto Fruit Cup. Leaves Maxwell alone in the 1 versus 5. Does have the bomb, but also tough to do much of anything when you've got quite so many rifles aimed in your direction. Couple of kills is at least something, but goes for the reload and gets timinged by Bright. Raised by Pixels, looking for a nice crushing CT side on Overpass. Back to pistols for Festina Lente. Now what do we got this time around? A good trade out of CK. The Deagle lights up both Attila and Vegas. Thank you for the raid, by the way. Welcome on in. And Festina Lente very quickly making their way over to the A-bomb site. Flacco going to be traded out as well, so with the pistols, we're actually going to see Festina Lente with their best round against the rifles yet. 4 in a row for Raised by Pixels, snapped by Festina Lente. The only question is, can they do it? Can they continue? The money is quite overwhelming for Raised by Pixels. Oh my gosh, that is some moves. Too bad the smoke didn't get broken by the nade. That looks really clean. But it's not going to be enough. Michael Wecky goes in on his own and gets flattened. Well, and again, oh my goodness. I don't know how you deal with just always being a man down, but feels like every round Vegas has just been suffocating Festina Lente. Still though, they're making tracks up long. They're gonna have to face down this op again. Smoke goes off. Does Vegas spot the player crossing there? I think he might have. Already calling in the cavalry. Attila playing this angle we've seen plenty of times already this game. Vegas looking to take point on the AWP as the nades start to rain in to section him off. It's like there might be something here for Festina Lente. The ops trade kills. Oh, great spray for Frizzy. I'll keep Festina Lente in this one. 3 versus 2. They make their way toward the A-bomb site. Bomb will be planted, and look at where Frizzy's gotten himself into. Great spot to take a crossfire on these retaking players. Fruit Cup looking for Bank. Oh, he's not. Doesn't know that there's no flank. Good shot for Frizzy. Cuts the head right off of Flacco, but now his position going to be known. Forced to swing out, and Michael Wecky in the third. A huge play by Frizzy keeps Festina Lente kicking and brings them to a 4-4 scoreline and cuts the money out of the bank accounts of Raised by Pixels. Only Vegas and Bright left with any sort of economy. Will be enough to at least put together a force, but that is precisely the shot in the arm that Festina Lente need for the rest of this half. 4 rounds left to take the advantage back. Again, they started with that pistol and force. So you're going to be feeling real sour if you are on the backside of things once again. They just can't get momentum. When it feels like they should have easy rounds, they just get flummoxed. They get vexed. Up against the Force Spy, though. Might be where they finally get to take the lead back once again. And with Raised by Pixels only on 2-round loss bonus, will be a third after this. Shouldn't be rebuying in, so a little bit of time for Festina Lente to have their feet on the gas pedal. John G, why aren't you playing tonight? Aren't you supposed to be on this team? Yeah, 4 versus 3 versus Festina Lente. Take their butts back down to the B-bomb site. They've actually managed to slip the net here for Raised by Pixels. The one AK is on a flank. Right's M4 has to go huge here. Oh, fantastic damage on a CK, but it's not enough. Gamble doubles up. We'll go double or nothing now in Vegas. 1 versus 3 for the final CT. No kit. But there should be one on site. And a CK falls. This round gets a little bit scary. Smoke onto the bomb. If he doesn't have the kit, then this defuse is pretty unfavorable, but doesn't get the chance. Fruit Cup cuts his head off. And Festina Lente will secure the lead, 5-4. And this is on the T side of one of the more CT-sided maps in the pool, so this is where you can start to feel a little bit comfortable with the way this map is going. It definitely looked scary for a moment there. Don't want to get ahead of myself, but Festina Lente giving themselves a shot at a map 3. Well, they're going to be facing some heavy aggression on the side of Raised by Pixels. MP9s will challenge this B-take like crazy. And already there's one for Michael Wecky and 2 for Bright. Festina Lente cut down from 5 to 2 instantaneously by the SMGs. These pistols are mighty scary. Gamble will get that bomb planted. Oh, I like where Frizzy's holding from. He might not be expected, but they're both looking his direction. If he peeks out, these deagles will rip his head clean off. But no, he has the timing at least for the one. Gamble on 31 HP, now challenging the deagle of Attila. Half HP remaining. Attila, his position going to be known. He goes for the retake here. Attila not going to know where that final player is, but guesses correctly. Has plenty of time to go for the defuse. Raised by Pixels will tie this one up at 5. Or will they? Wait, is there enough time left? Oh, just at the last possible second. Oh my goodness. The way these teams are trading back momentum is hilarious. Now we see Festina Lente taking a pacier round, and it favors them. Maxwell with 2 to open this one up, and the third on Bright has been just kicks down the door on the B-bomb site. Says, screw you, this site is mine, go away. Leaves Vegas and Attila in a questionable situation, but a likely 6th round for Festina Lente. A little bit of hunting for Fruit Cup. Attila on the other side of this wall. Oh, finds the headshot. Knocking another AK out of the hands of Festina Lente. Shouldn't matter too terribly much, except the money has actually gotten to a very questionable state. Very lucky for them that this next round will be the last one of the half. 2 surviving riflers can throw their weapons over. Oh, this is going to be a questionable buy for Raised by Pixels, though. It's been a very scrappy half. Hey, there's the timeout that we've been wondering where it's going to be for Festina Lente. All right, last round of the half. Feel like a 7-5 would set things up nicely for the CT side for Festina Lente, but raisedbypixels have been quite fierce for this entire series. This time, though, Vegas gets knocked off his high horse in bathrooms. That sends the rest of raisedbypixels scampering for cover. Gamble on a timing, but the flick doesn't quite secure the kill. Look at all of these pieces of util flying in the chaos, though. Michael Wecky and Flacco 2 for 2, and Attila looking for more. Oh, doubles up, and CK caught with his knife out. And suddenly the round is over. Just a bloodbath. All right, 6-6 at the half. Well, Festina Lente taken to the CT side now, raisedbypixels. I mean, they can definitely close this out in 2. They've been looking very good. Big challenge toward Fountain for raisedbypixels. Forces these USPs all the way back, running for cover. Getting softened up on their way. But a good start from Maxwell. Could read for optimism on the side of Festina Lente. Attila taking the battle on the dice players. Oh, the head of Gamble is ripped off. Look at the damage that they've done on a Frizzy as well. A whole 8 HP remaining as these smokes start to fade on the A-bomb site. Bright is still looking for blood, but Frizzy and CK trade them back. Flacco with 2 leaves Maxwell alone. 1 versus 2, and it's Flacco with the 3rd to secure the first pistol round that raisedbypixels will have this series. Raisedbypixels, they've got to be licking their chops. They finally get the chance to start the half with a lead. This is a lovely opportunity. We'll face the pistols of Festina Lente. Michael Wecky, oh, he's going to farm up huge on the MAC-10. Gamble coming in with the 5-7, but he'll get chewed apart. MAC-10, just too much to handle. Let's reload the clip. Fruit Cup gets to escape with his life, but I mean, how much life is 9 HP anyway? Basically on death's door. And this fake and tons has worked out perfectly as Michael Wecky just chews up the ecos. The rest of his team has made their way out on the A-bomb site, so they'll encounter no resistance getting the bomb planted. They could put it wherever they want. Out in the open, by dice, you know, whatever you feel like doing. Michael Wecky just going to continue earning money. He's got 3. That's $1,800 in his pocket on the MAC-10. But will be denied anymore. Frizzy with the headshot. At least with something on this pistol round for the CT side. Flacco not going to let him collect. Oh, okay. Gets caught by the close range of the USP. So it's still an 8th for raisedbypixels, but they end up losing a little bit more than I think they were expecting. Nope, CK Gets flattened by Vegas, and that'll leave Frizzy alone with this collected AK-47. Oh, Vegas looks away at the wrong time. That's 2 rifles taken away from Raised by Pixels. Well, it's not a win, but it at least softens the blow of going down by 2 on the CT side. And with these AKs collected, there's actually... feels pretty comfortable for Festina Lente. Oh, this could be huge. Attila gonna make his way, leg spotted, head removed by Fruit Cup to start off the round. Enormous kill to open things up for Festina Lente. Spots Bright, strafing around on the MAC-10. Will at least make himself a nuisance. Second kill before he's traded out. Mikowecki very loud inside of connector. Campbell going to be super aware that there is a player here, but what can you really do? Bright still has to collect the bomb. As we walk past a minute, Campbell walks right into Mikowecki. Vegas now with a lot of responsibility on his shoulders, but can't stand the FAMAS of Maxwell. So it's Bright alone in the 1 versus 4. I mean, hey, if there were ever a time to flip the script, Festina Lente have found it. Winning the first gun round and trading the pistol and the force. They're going to feel pretty darn good on the CT side to hopefully bring us to a third map. Oh, that's a great start, though, for Bright, but it's not enough. His hand goes for the clip, and his body hits the floor. Force buy for Raised by Pixels. And they've already lost 1. CK standing tall, and Construction quickly traded out by Attila. Raised by Pixels, they are hitting things with some heavy aggression every single round. They're making sure that they make a hole in the defense. Overpass, though, one that is pretty well defined by its rotates. They are fast. They are very difficult to stop. So even if you manage to take down 1 defender, others can very quickly take their place. Maxwell playing close pillar. Oh, spots the player Construction, but that gives away his own information. Flacco, though, traded out, and there's Bright to make sure that it's a 1-for-1. 2 versus 3 now, and Festina Lente have already arrived on this bomb site. Frizzy into water. Looking to stop this bomb plant. Attila spots the graffiti player. And this defense starts to deflate for Festina Lente, but Frizzy stands tall. Attila now in the 1 versus 2. 44 HP. Oh, there's Frizzy. Found as well. 25 seconds. And Attila has the bomb. Just has to get it planted. Gamble waiting, listening for the plant. Oh, who peeks who now? There's the peek. Gamble will be the one to emerge victorious. That does allow Festina Lente to tie things back up. That is as scary as it gets. Finally, possible breather for Festina Lente. Pistols for Raised by Pixels. Still, though, no aggressive spots for these CTs. Gamble takes the opening shot and backs away, leaving Fruit Cup to deal with this. And there's Tech 9s on the other side. This is still scary. It's Fruit Cup making sure, picking apart this attack. He's got two. He hears more. The spray down is good for the third, but will finally be overwhelmed. That is a rifle collected for Bright, but it's not enough to turn the tides as Frizzy set up behind AC. Means Festina Lente take the lead once again. Getting down to the buzzer. No op for raisedbypixels. They don't have enough money for that just yet. But it's T-side overpass. Op is kind of optional. I mean, especially when you're able to put the Galil to work in tons. Oh my goodness. Good trade out of Gamble. Brings it back to the 4 versus 4. Raisedbypixels takes so much space so fast. 30 seconds in, and we're already looking at the front of bathrooms. This is so scary for Festina Lente. Having their space just eaten up, but Frizzy is not going to let that go down without a fight. 2 kills and 1 for CK leaves Vegas alone in the 1 versus 3. Oh, finds Frizzy, though, on the backside of bathrooms, but Bomb is nowhere nearby. 55 seconds. Problem is, Festina Lente don't know that Bomb is so far back, so they're challenging. They're close. This could still go the way of Vegas if they're not careful, and both players look away. Oh, no. Oh, no. They're both still looking away, and Vegas will shred through them. 9-9 as raisedbypixels get gifted around. Where were they looking? Timeout for raisedbypixels. That is time for a little cooldown after that. That'll get your blood pumping. Sadly for Festina Lente, this buy is going to look a little bit patchwork. Got the FAMAS, got the MP9. Whoever wins this first to double digits, and that snowball very much rolling. Okay, I definitely saw a P90 bought by Flacco, but he goes for the MP7. Pretty sure I saw that P90 bought. We'll see, though. This is a little bit of a half-ish buy on both sides. Ooh, Gamble falls early on. But Festina Lente able to wall things off at Fountain, and in Connector, Frizzy just shuts down Michael Wecky. So Festina Lente with a comfortable 19th round. Might just fly on the wings of victory to 13 now. Buy for raisedbypixels is going to be pistols, not a whole lot else. And of course, Festina Lente taking the early pushed up positions. Fruit Cup going to take full advantage. Rips the head of Vegas off. He's looking for more. He's got a teammate at his side. Gamble joining into this. And already raisedbypixels down to 2. Frizzy with a kill of his own, but Michael Wecky trades him out. Deagle still striking thunder and suffering into the hearts of Festina Lente. 2 versus 1. Bomb going to be collected by Michael Wecky. He's got the M4 as well. He's actually got the tools off the back of this save to win the round. Really cut down the flag of Festina Lente, cut into the sails. Both Both Frizzy, or both CK and Maxwell still on the A bomb site. They're still expecting this. Neither has moved a muscle. So Michael Wecky going to have a free bomb plant. Luckily for the CTs, they do both have kits, so even if that bomb goes down, it's going to be a very fast rotate coming through for these CTs. Michael Wecky has been looking deadly. The scoreline might not look like it for this game, but he's been pretty on point for the substitute for Raised by Pixels, and he hears both these players into graffiti, but DK ready for him. 11 for Festina Lente. Losing three rifles against the pistols. Definitely a bitter pill to swallow. Well, this will be the last gasp for Raised by Pixels before a third map is all but definite. 11-9. Classically long and arduous overpass. Oh, it's going to be a fast monster for the Raised by Pixels side. Everybody into water, but the util is going to give Festina Lente just a nice second to breathe. Maxwell slips over. This is the off angle that wasn't checked last time, and he's got CK close at hand as well. Good flash, and he's not quite able to complete the kill. CK, 1-for-2 trade. Frizzy gets in behind them, and able to secure one of his own. Softens up Michael Wecky as well for the AWP. 2 versus 3. Frizzy with a headshot on a Bright leaves Vegas alone for the trade. 1 versus 2 now to try and keep Raised by Pixels in this, but Fruit Cup will deny. Map point for Festina Lente on the edge of map number 3. Frizzy looking damn sharp. Really doing so much to keep Festina Lente in this second map. Give us a chance at that third map of Mirage. Did I hear? Okay, so Flacco has a sawed-off. Could have bought a MAC-10. Went with the sawed-off. You know, I appreciate the tenacity. It's a very punchy buy. Play Crossfire, thank you for the raid. I guess your game went short, huh? Welcome on in. Thank you for dropping everybody off for the last map of the night. Or second to last map, as we're very likely looking at a third map here for Festina Lente versus Raised by Pixels as the AWP picks apart this T side and leaves Michael alone. 1 versus 5. Please don't sit here sandbags for a minute and make us wait. Go fight somebody. You're not going to get the 1 versus 5. Gets flashed, and Maxwell will close this one out. 13-9. Festina Lente take Overpass. We head to map number 3.